either way. Let me go ahead and resume the ambiance track. There we go. So, we come back to this wonderful little collected layer of the abyss, as now among evaporated craters where formaldehyde pools once laid, Violet and the rest of the party of Zavorcizor now, for the most part, currently stand. A couple of goals in mind as well, with the flash that happened behind the lot of you.
Phone! No! Shush! Sorry, I don't want to disturb the ambiance. I'm enjoying the ambiance.
There's also an abandoned to time music box starts playing right next to you, before quickly, out of frustration, a shadow demon pops out, crushes it, and curls back into the shadows. Seemingly none too keen on dealing with the rest of you. Maybe it was just a shadow imp. So, given the very odd and uncharacteristic flashing that happened a ways back behind a lot of you, and also, well, what the scout was sent out to find, the scout, I would like to roll a stealth check. Or, well, maybe not a stealth check. Is the scout going to approach in an obvious fashion, a subtle fashion, a stealthy fashion, or a boisterous or casual fashion? And I'm reading. It's an owl or eagle. Okay. So flying, yep. And would Amira have made a point to try and instruct it to approach in a certain fashion, subtly or otherwise? Perhaps to keep stealthy to avoid any threats. Okay, cool. So, owl or eagle, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to specify which one, as the two beasts may have slightly different stats when it concerns stealth. Owl, alrighty. Fantastic. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check for the owl. That will have a +3, unless of course it's just a shifted form of Amira. $16. Okay. Flying by and soaring through the skies, this owl seems to, for the most part, avoid notice, at least to any discerning or aggressive, flighty creatures. And this is even through the very aggressively hot, lush blue environment that has kind of produced itself. So I'm going to go ahead and ask, as it begins to sort of fly by, what is Grandpa's passive perception, to see if he does just ambiently take notice of this creature?
Not great. 11.
11, okay. Okay. Flying back for, the better part of an hour, which in the meantime, the rest of his forces or may be taking that time to collect themselves. What eventually gets reported back is the owl catches glimpse and gaze of a sort of large, well-refined humanoid, at least in terms of how Amira and Venestra would recognize it. Mechanical being, robot, synthetic of some kind. Very uncharacteristic. Yeah. Very intermittently, at least at the moment, uncharacteristic of the rest of the environment around. And it seems to be gleaming with the same sort of holy light that got blasted around, not to mention the celestial that it manifested, which again is, well, I would say is shown in the session art. A sort of mechanical angel of sorts, almost. Amira would perk up when her owl returned, passing on the information of what the scout had seen at the light, as well as asking if automatons were common. So that is a question posed to the group.
There's only one in existence.
One Warforged specifically. Automata in general, they're not too common. Well, she did say automaton specifically, not Warforged.
Well, automaton even in our worlds, the only one we've ever seen them is in Sharni. They're not as populous. I mean, there are a few artificers that have some automata, but not like fully sentient automata. Sorry, my throat's really sore.
It's okay. You're sick. I get it.
Did Avery even know what an automaton is?
Which, as Venestra said, or as Amir says, well, there's one over there by that light source radiating light. Would Avery know what an automaton is? I would say... roll me a history... Well, I'd say, no, roll me an arcana check, as usually that kind of thing is a very arcane kind of matter.
If he works in an elevator, it's a possibility.
Would I know what a Warforged is?
Similar roll. Arcana or history. Whichever's better. Both are intelligence based, if I recall.
But Violet did a lot of singular lone travel by herself beforehand.
D&D Beyond's being slow. I'm getting there.
Everything's slow. Today. Take your time.
Everything's slow, including our brains, because shit went
19
sideways.
for Arcana.
19, you said?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'll be patient about Brick's roll, see what landed there.
Well, my flat roll was 14.
Okay.
But I can't say for what it would be after.
Was Avery's sheet loaded in roll 20 or in D&D Beyond?
D&D Beyond.
Okay, I can pull it up. Let me see here. It's funny, the more in pain I am, the more logically I'm able to approach bullshit. Alright, let's see here.
Arcana is plus 4, so it's a soft 18.
18 and 19. Okay. Yeah, in terms of the explicit knowledge of something like a Warforged, given its current exposure in the world, neither of you are really familiar with like what would be considered fully sentient machines, but with that kind of role you are familiar at least with the concept of things like animated armors, constructs, things like that, things that artificers or particularly powerful wizards or maybe slightly manic tinkerers create, usually as assistants, war machines, things of that nature. And in some cases, highly experimental entities. Now, the fact that this thing seems to be glowing and radiating light, and given the description that Amira came back with the sort of almost angelic appearance, it's more than a little strange.
I don't think we should touch that with a 10-foot pole. It could be part of that devil hotel for all we know.
He's in the Devil Hotel.
No, he
sounds
left.
Like.
He left that.
I'm thinking War Machine.
You mean a Warforged?
A what?
A Warforged.
If it's
What's
radiating
that?
light, I would say probably something celestial.
Yeah, of which also, visual side note, that would have been caught by the scout, there would have been the blatant visual of sizzling abyssal blood around these things, so indication that it seems to almost recoil from that light.
I'm curious.
I'm not so curious. But I'm usually not curious. I like the bus.
Bus is
The
good.
girl that walks
Bus
over
is
and like
safe.
pets the bus. I like
The bus is safe.
Bus is safe.
I think it would help with demons and whatnot if it's boiling with blood.
That is a very big if on if it's on our side.
Yeah. Which, as Vinestra comments, as far as I'm aware, the Abyss doesn't tend to have celestials in it that cause the Abyss to boil away.
In case they have a death wish.
It's
That's
also
correct.
an if
It's
to
an
assume
if
it's
to-
evil.
While it may be an if to assume it's evil, I'd much rather be wrong on it being
There are evil
than
sevens.
be wrong on it being good.
Well, but there are evil heavens. They're not just all good.
Evil angels are a thing.
Maybe we share a common enemy.
Simon, you're assuming a lot for someone who'd never been outside of material plane.
Either way, we should check it
Or
out from a
just
distance.
warmer?
Comments to Vinestra.
I'm trying to convince you to at least check it out. Not saying we have to recruit them or talk to them. I would just like a closer look.
What if it's just a giant radio demon? Like, oh, if that's what it actually turns into.
I thought we already figured out what it was. It's a glowing robot.
A glowing... Yeah, but what about the radio demon? Is he a glowing robot? We don't know. We've never seen this radio demon.
You hear radiating static. You hear radiating static coming from inside the bus.
We gotta deal with the radio demon at some point.
Well, if it is just a robot, do you think you could make it work? Tinker with it?
You know what? I do what you want. Avery gets under his blanket, wraps himself in his blanket and plays with his Gundams.
How about I do
Is
a
that what you
scouting
named it?
mission?
No, I'm kidding.
How about Halcyon and I do a scouting mission and you stay here with the boss? And Vinestra, you keep the bus safe with Xanon. Because I can at least find you again, because I can smell you.
I'll stand guard.
Yeah, I can smell them from a mile away.
A little closer to Mike Guinea. Just slightly closer.
Okay. I can smell you from a mile away, so it's not going to be that big of an issue. She looks over at Halcyon. Would you like to go?
And as Minister comments, it is quite far away by bus. The only reason it only took a couple hours was because they sent a flying scout to get there.
Wings. And also Halcyon has wings.
Wings. I don't really have wings per se.
Did she bounce about when we were at in the bar?
No.
That Halcyon had wings, Joe.
No. He's not an Azamar.
One thing to wish for. Should I get a wish? Elf with wings.
Well, I don't disagree that we should check it out. If nothing else, potentially examining a threat.
Ramsey raises a hand.
Hi, Ramsey.
God, he's
Good
awake.
morning. Good morning. You've been sleeping inside of my pack for about...
I've had the craziest dream.
for about 30 hours?
What
30?
did you dream about?
It was crazy. So I saw this little goat guy, and he had me go on this like weird quest to save the Candy Kingdom. It was crazy. I fought a gummy bear. I strangled someone with a nerd's rope. Crazy.
I've only read about nerds' ropes.
They're good weapons.
It's a rope made
good.
of highly intelligent computer people.
I like that idea.
No, this one was candy. Anyway, if I might add, if it helps any, my brother was a robot for a while.
Yes, that's why I'm saying there's only one Warforged that we know of. And he became a person. A fully fledged person.
So if you need
Another
any
plane,
Warforged,
Myron sneezes inexplicably.
so if you need any help with Warforges, I'm your guy.
I mean, would Cosma be considered a automaton of sorts?
Cosmo is, yes.
Or will be, time being weird, we're like in the past, he's in the future, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Who's the theme of the other game, and that's timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, way out of whack bullshit.
Fun fact, I started watching that recently, yesterday.
Nice. Which season did you start on?
I don't fucking know, I just started whatever Max started me on.
Alright.
I saw Rose Tyler, if that helps any.
I think that covers like 3 eras.
So, Halcyon and I will go check it out. You want to come with us, Ramsey?
Oh, I got nothing better to do.
I mean, you've been in the pack anyways. I mean, you haven't had to wake up. You've just been snoring in there.
It's
Hopefully,
really cozy in here. Just saying.
that does make it
You
good.
know what?
envy
I'm gonna
you.
roll to see if any like demon cockroaches or something snuck their way into the pack with Ramsey.
We can all go, says Vanessa.
There's some snacks in there? Is that what you're telling for Violet?
All these snacks in there?
As
I'm
Vanessa
not
random
sure
comments.
I
We
can
want
all
to
go.
go. I've made my position very clear.
I would prefer that we not lose the bus, and the radio demon is kind of demanding the attention, so I'd prefer to just go get it in a small group and then come right back.
Shouldn't take us that
I
long.
I do have some minor teleportation spells we can use for this specific situation, but they're all scrolls.
High or low? If you lose the prediction, there's a bunch of shit in the bag.
If there's shit in the bag, I get to eat it. That's what Violet's gonna probably do.
If there's shit in the bag, I'm probably gonna get eaten. I'll take low.
Hi.
No, it's not for everybody. Just for him.
This is Ramsey and
Oh, my bad.
Vinestra, because Vinestra owns the bag. Sorry, not Vinestra. Violet. The babies
I'll
are
go
gonna
with
fuck
low
me.
too. I'll go with low too.
Okay.
So, what's eating my legs?
I like that book.
So with that, you know, like during your comatose state, you felt this just kind of ambient itching feeling.
This is my
couldn't
favorite
quite
movie.
place
What's eating
it.
Ramsey's legs?
And finally, now that you're fully conscious, that itching feeling, you know, it's kind of an itch in the sense that an itch can almost feel like it hurts a little. And now that you're fully conscious and your legs are less asleep, there's that pins and needles feeling that's starting to rock over your body, and then it's still on your legs. It's really still on your legs. Oh God, it's really still on your legs.
I just jump out of the bag, screaming.
I picture like the Tom and Jerry. Whoa!
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it would do.
Yeah, as you see coiled around your legs, covered in sort of an off purple and red carapaced series of horns, this sort of coiled collection of demon millipedes.
What is that? Ramsey just yells.
Chewing
I'm
holes
letting-
into your pants and therefore holes into your legs.
Can I roll a nature check?
I'm letting you know. Can Violet smell this?
Well, can I just passively recognize that these are millipedes?
I mean, their insect-like shape is pretty obvious.
Then, when he says, "What the hell are that?" I'm gonna go, "They look like millipedes to me."
Now, with that said, since you gave me the idea, now there's crap in the back. Ramsey, roll me a con save to see if they've actually done any damage to you, or if they've just been feasting on your draws.
Pop my pants. And so was gonna be pissed.
It's fine. They raided a sex shop earlier, though you'll just have a thong as a replacement. Hope you're okay with that.
That's 21.
21. Okay. Yeah. So they've been chewing on your pants. Given how long you were in there, roll me a d20 as a con save for your pants to see how much of that attire is left.
Is it my con save modifier? Or is it just a flat
D20 is a
D20?
quote unquote con save for your pants.
Sick. 9.
Okay, so as you bound out of the bag, you basically see a changeling in what amounts to be boxers. That's what's effectively left of his pants. They're very, very, very short shorts.
They're SpongeBob boxers.
A little bit. They're a little holy. Assless leather chaps. I mean, a little bit. That said, you know, to its credit, it does kind of expose the sort of metallic greaves that are under those panted legs.
I am wearing armor.
Yes, you are.
I forgot about that.
So there's a bit of metallic greave, and then you see leather straps, and mostly just exposed skin, and the barest undershot exposure, sort of a lower window of changeling ass, just a little bit.
Hey, sexy.
What's going on? Winks.
Haven't
Don't
seen
look
you
at her.
around.
And Selma will kill you. Don't look. And then she'll kill me. He just covers his ass.
I'm letting you know Violet is going to take them off and eat them.
The bugs
My
or the
pants.
pants?
Bugs. It's not even a question. They're just like, and you just see her just eating them alive. This is like.
Oh, the bugs. Okay.
Okay.
I thought you meant like Violet was just an Ramsey over here. Like.
I really want to know what Halcyon's reaction is to her just swiping the
Well, first of all, there's a very, very stiff, almost like biting through like really fucking old and really thick chocolate snap. And it comes with that sort of bitter taste and texture before you all immediately hear the as it also just kind of oozes out the back end first before it oozes into the mouth.
Violet is just really pleased at this moment.
It is purple, it is red, it is foul.
Full handful.
Which, on that note, to of course reiterate from Vanestra's previous comment, we can all go. 3 hours is not quick, to be fair.
I would rather us not die. And since I just got back what I have, I'm a little more dangerous now.
I don't think we'll die.
You guys did just get buffed. You guys would maintain that buff by the time you got there.
But maybe not by the time we got back.
I would prefer not to kill Avery in the process. You've just put a protection outfit on him. I would prefer not to lose a good buffer right now. You wouldn't mind?
It was like a cloak. What did you say it was?
It's like it was a small piece of cloth turned into like a bodysuit.
Yeah, it was a small strip of cloth suitable for like a very small creature.
In the general chat.
Yeah, tabard.
Horn tabard.
When attuning to it, it does actually grow to accommodate your physique. So it goes from that small strip of cloth to a much larger bit. Now that said, it grows proportionately, so you get what admittedly is a very thin set of threads, very tightly stitched together to what almost amounts to be at that size, almost like yarn.
So can we say it's just about exactly what I've posted for like his character art from Vroid?
Kinda,
yeah. He almost looks, I think he would almost look like angel dust because it would literally go up like suspenders, almost like that situation.
A little bit, honestly.
You would almost look almost exactly like angel dust with the outfit. Except for without the gloves. But you bought gloves, so you're good. Okay,
to reiterate the buff for you, Ethan, resistant to force damage for about 4 hours. Psychic link formed with the party in general, which means you guys communicate without speaking for about 8. And also, you just get a cantrip of your choice.
Oh, thank you.
The cantrip will be usable based off of whatever your strongest mental stat is. So if that's charisma, then it will use charisma for its statistics. If it is a damage cantrip, if it's wisdom, you know what I mean, and how well that works.
Oh, and that's right. Still need you to help override that on my sheet.
Indeed.
Guinea, I like to imagine that being a changeling, he's like, he has like that singular vampire fang that you see in like the mischievous characters and that like Angel Dust has. No, not a snaggletooth. Different.
Okay. At any rate, while you guys are going over appearance notes, what is the plan in terms of potentially
I don't want to take
that source of light?
First of all, Vanestra, I was giving you guys to protect, and I would prefer I trust you and Xanon to protect our vehicle and possible way to the radio demon because we need to get out of the space. I would rather take Ramsey, who I've been very
amazed that you guys are curious enough to try and track down the radio.
I'm sorry, we've watched Has-Been Hotel.
It's an interloper, not an objective. But okay, if you want to make it the objective, be my guest. That's gonna be a whole fun little thing.
I just want to see it. So, I would prefer if we...
There's a shoplifter at my work that we've nicknamed Snaggletooth.
Stop! Try to focus!
It's the only tooth he has left. Anyway, sorry.
No! I would prefer if we leave the bus in everyone's hands. If you want to go back halfway with us, you're welcome. That way we can just take it from there to wherever we're going. Halfway I'm fine with, but full way, no.
I never said, yes, let's go find and fuck with the demon.
I said let's find a way out of here. And there are the map we can't see, and we don't understand how it works in this space.
Ow. Is my nose about to bleed?
correctly.
There's a lot of pressure going on in that nostril. And it hurts right
Why
now.
don't you go get yourself... Why don't we take a break so you can go get one?
No, it's
I have a
there.
bet.